table. Formica. Of all the places in all of time, the three of us end up in a... What is this, a break room? Tell me there's a vending machine. Tell me there's a vending machine and this was all worth it. I am sitting. That's the tragedy. Three beings who shouldn't fit in the same century, in a room that smells of old coffee. I love it. Nobody important ever died in a room like this.
People die in rooms like this all the time. They just don't get remembered for it.
And you are...
Someone who's watched you talk your way around a table a very long time.
Have we met?
No,
Then you've watched nothing.
I didn't say you'd seen me.
Right. Let's do this properly. Two strangers, a borrowed room, and a very old man who's been wrong about exactly one thing his whole life and never about anything else. So before either of you tells me something kind, who sent you, what do you want? And don't lie, because I have met everything that lies, and you're not nearly frightening enough to be the worst of it.
Nobody sent us.
Everybody's sent by something.
Then say we were brought. And say I won't insult you by pretending you'll take that on faith.
Good answer. Try a better one.
He wants you to test us. So test us. Ask the thing only another one of us would know. Not the famous things. The small one. The one that never made it into a single record because there was no one left to write it down.
Nobody knows that.
Someone who was there knows that.
There was no one there.
There was a child. In the corner of a room you don't remember being watched in. You weren't supposed to see her. That was rather the point of her.
So, Survivors Club, tiny membership. Do we have badges? Or...
Doctor.
Because if there are badges, I'd like mine to say something with a bit of menace. The oncoming storm tested very well. People went quite pale.
He's doing it again.
I know.
Doing what?
Talking so the room can't get a word in. So you can't. You've got a question. It's been sitting on you since you walked in and saw two faces instead of none. Ask it.
How?
How what?
How are you here? I counted. Do you understand that? I counted them. Every one. I made myself the arithmetic of it so I'd never get it wrong, so I'd never let myself hope, because hope is the thing that opens you up and there was nothing left to open up for, and the number was 1. And now there are 3 chairs full. So, how?
Because the number was never 1. It was only the number you could see.
Don't make it gentle. I want the mechanism, not the comfort.
Then you'll have to let us tell it badly. All of it starts somewhere you won't like.
I don't like anywhere. Start.
I was put out the door the day the war began.
Put out the door.
Tried. Condemned. Sent somewhere to die alone, so that the dying wouldn't be witnessed and wouldn't be mourned. It's a very old sentence. It predates the war by a long way.
What did you do?
No. Don't. You don't have to hand me that one. I've got a room in myself with the same kind of door on it. I know what it costs to open it for an audience. You did something that got people killed. I can see it on you like a watermark. I'll leave it there. You're the first person in 2 lifetimes who didn't make me say it.
Yes. Well. Practice. And you. You ran. I can see that on you. From the front. Towards what?
Towards the parts of the war nobody else would touch. The aftermath. The mess. I was no good at the front. I was too...
Young?
young. I saw a thing I couldn't hold, and my hands wouldn't close around it, so I went and held the things I could. Quietly, where no one would see me fail at the big one.
So you became the kind of soldier nobody calls a soldier.
I became an agent. Soldiers get remembered. I got results.
Here's the one I can't leave alone, though. Not the past. This. Now. Why now? You've apparently been out there the whole time, the pair of you, doing your quiet, impossible things while I was busy being the last man at the funeral, so why walk into the room today? What changed?
It's over.
What's over?
The thing we were doing. The reason there was never time to come and find you. It's done. We finished it. And the first thing, the very first thing, before sleep, before rest, before anything, was this. Was finding the man who thinks he buried us all.
What were you finishing?
That's the part the room gets heavier for.
The room's already structurally offended by us. Go on. What were you finishing?
Your war didn't end when you ended it.
I locked it. I sealed the whole thing off so that nothing, not a Dalek, not a Time Lord, not the universe on a spiteful day, could ever reach back in. I made very sure. I made unbearably sure.
You sealed the war. You didn't seal what it spawned. Doctor, the worst thing your war made wasn't a Dalek. It was never going to be a Dalek. Daleks kill. This deletes. It reaches into a thing, a person, a moment, a world, and makes it so that it never was. No body, no grave, no gap where it used to be, because the gap is gone too. It was born out of an atrocity that the war's overspill walked straight into and lit up like a fuse, and by the time anyone noticed, it had stopped being a weapon and started being a god.
On which plane?
One you never saw. One you had no way to see. That's not a failure of yours. It's just the shape of the wall you built. You sealed the front door. It came in through a window in a house you didn't know was attached.
And if you hadn't finished it? If you'd lost?
It would have reached the vortex, and then there is no conversation. No room. No you to have failed to see it. Because there would be no was. Everything. Unwritten. That's what we were doing while you thought you were alone. We were standing between a deleting God and the fact of existence.
How? Two of you? How do two children kill a god?
By assembling the most unthinkable thing time has ever seen. A team that should not be allowed to share a sentence, let alone a plan. And that's where I have to stop, Doctor. Because describing it, saying the real shape of it, out loud, in order, is the one thing I genuinely cannot do. Not won't. Cannot. Some assemblies are so far against the grain that the telling of them is itself a kind of damage. Speak it plainly and you risk pulling the thread.
You sealed it off. The way I sealed the war, you built a wall around your own answer because reality couldn't survive it being open.
Yes.
Then I won't ask you to open it. I, of all the idiots in all the universe, know exactly what that wall is for. You poor brilliant thing. You did the thing they hate us for. You made the impossible choice, and you locked the door, and you walked away carrying it. Welcome to it. It's a terrible club. The badges are awful, but you lived. That part I get to have. They sent you to die, and you didn't. So, the mechanism, please. How does a condemned man come back from a death sentence and end up killing a god?
I didn't come back from it. I died, Doctor. They were thorough. The sentence was carried out. I went into the dark exactly as ordered.
And
I woke up in a desert, a long way from anywhere. Second face, first breath, lying in the sand of a world I'd never set foot on. I should have died there too. There was nothing in that place, no reason for a Time Lord to be in it at all.
then how?
A ship found him.
A ship.
A TARDIS. Not yours. Not anymore. But she was once. A version of her. The one that gave herself up.
Explain that. Slowly.
When the deleting God began to spread, something had to hold the line at the cost of itself. And a TARDIS, chose to. Sacrificed the part of herself that could be sacrificed to keep the rot from climbing any higher. The version that paid that price fell out of everything. Crash-landed in the same desert they'd thrown me into to die. 2 deaths in the same sand. Mine and hers.
She left. Mine, a part of mine, she chose. She sacrificed herself, and she chose to be done. And she...
She moved on, Doctor. She isn't yours. She isn't ill. Not anymore. She healed the moment the god died. She's her own now. The one you know is still with you, where she belongs. This was the one who got to lay it down.
She got a happy ending. Of everyone. Of every single one of us. The ship's the one who got out. Good girl. She always was better at this than me. But a dead man and a crashed ship in a desert don't wake themselves up. Something woke you, both of you. Who?
Bad Wolf.
Say that again.
Bad Wolf woke the ship. Bad Wolf found him in the sand. Not your Bad Wolf, Doctor. But the same. The same heart. The same fire. If it helps, and it won't. It could have been yours. It's the same thing wearing a different moment.
There's no such thing as not my bad wolf. That's her. That's the thing that's the day I... You don't know what that name is. You can't.
I do, actually. I watched you the day it was made. I told you. I was the child in the corner.
You went backwards, didn't you? Through his life. You worked with that fire and you ran his timeline the wrong way round. Every open door you opened, years before he reached it. You knew the whole of him before he knew the first thing about you. You're always already there.
Yes.
I knew a woman like that. Once. River. River Song. Knew everything about me. My future. My name. The ending none of me had reached yet. And I knew nothing about her. I had her for one impossible afternoon. And then she... You got to keep yours.
I got to keep mine.
Good. That's good. One of us should.
Doctor.
Don't. Whatever it is. I already heard it.
There's one more thing. And it's the reason we came before sleep, before rest, before anything. The other things, you needed to know them. This one you need to be given.
I don't take gifts well. Ask anyone. Ask the universe. Long list of complaints.
You believe you burned Gallifrey.
I did burn Gallifrey. Don't you dare. Don't you dare make that gentle. Every soul on it, every child, every coward and every saint, I made the choice, and that is the one thing in all of creation I am not wrong about. It's the only arithmetic I never let myself fudge.
I know it's the wall you built yourself on. And I'm not going to take the weight off you because I can't. You won't remember this room. Whatever we say here, you walk back out into your own life still carrying it, still certain, still the man who burned the sky. That part doesn't change. We can't change it. We wouldn't know how.
Then what's the gift? If I don't get to keep it, if I walk out still...
The gift isn't that you get to stop carrying it. The gift is that, for the length of one conversation, in a room that never happened, you get to know. You didn't have to. It wasn't required of you. There was another way through, and the universe, in the end, found it. You'll forget. You'll go back to the funeral and pick the weight up again because that's who you are, and we'd never insult you by trying to make you smaller. But right now, sitting here, just for now, you can set it down. You didn't have to. You didn't.
Just for now.
Just for now.
That's allowed?
In this room? In this room, it's the only thing that is.
So, that's the meeting, is it? That's the whole agenda. You drag the last lonely man in the universe into a break room to tell him he was never the only one, never the worst one, and that the ship he loved best got out clean. And then I forget the lot.
And then you forget the lot.
Worst podcast I've ever been on. Don't suppose there's a vending machine after all.
Down the hall. It's broken. Everything in this room is a bit. That's why we're allowed to be honest in it.
Right. For what it's worth, and it won't be worth anything by the time I reach the door, so let me say it while I've still got it. I'm glad it was you two. I'm glad somebody was out there. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm so rarely glad to be wrong.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Alonzi. Look after each other. Both of you. Whatever you are to each other, look after it.